Welcome back, True Seeker. I was going to take a break, but then I was about to make some lunch and I turned on the TV to see what was going on with the Brett Kavanaugh thing. And I realized there was a woman named Susan Collins telling us everything off of a piece of paper, reading things like, and on this day I was here and this happened. It's like, if you were there on that day, shouldn't you just be able to speak without reading it off the piece of paper? But anyway, I was just like, are you kidding me? Susan Collins speaking on this big thing over the Supreme Court, SC. It's just so transparent. So instead of making my lunch, I had to come back to the computer and do a little decoding on Susan Collins and just see how much thicker the mocking was. And true to form, it didn't disappoint. So as we know, this entire thing is a big show by the numbers. And of course, the Supreme Court, it's completely Catholic, it's completely Jewish. You know, the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, which is Jewish, has its headquarters in Washington, D.C. It used to be the Catholic colony, which is why it's between Virginia and Maryland, and this is the reason the entire court is Jewish and Catholic, because this is who's always controlled the United States of America. It's why, in this upcoming week when we celebrate Christopher Columbus Day, we're celebrating the genocidal Jew who was paid for by the Catholic Church to murder all the people who lived in peace here for thousands of years so they could establish their new world order, their manifest destiny, which has all been done by the numbers. But anyway, look at this woman. In light of the Jesuits and the Jews, they love this code of gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. They do everything this way. What jumps out right away, there's a lot of things that jump out here, but just what jumps out right away, what we've been talking about with this Kavanaugh process, is the number 158. Susan Collins equals 158. Freemasonry equals 158. Notice Collins is also 84 and 42, like how Jesuits 84 and 42. For the record, Masonry is 84 and 42. Freemason 42. Anyway, this 158 right here, it's like 15/8, like August 15th, the date the Jesuits were formed. And don't forget that the whole numerological show of the horrible actress Christine Blasey Ford against the slightly better actor Brett Kavanaugh on September 27th was the Jesuit order's birthday. Their date of establishment, August 15th. Their date of formation, September 27th. Big dates for the Jesuits. Brett Kavanaugh's a Jesuit. His accusations date back to his time at the Catholic Jesuit prep school. It's just so pathetic, right? You don't even need gematria. It's just like, this whole thing's about making men look bad. Now we got a woman up here with SC initials being the cherry on top for the final piece in this Supreme Court show. How don't people see it? Susan Collins, Supreme Court. And don't you just love when people are telling you where they were? Hold on. On August 15th, it's just like, no, lady. I mean, if you were there, you were there. You don't need to read off your paper. Just speak like how I do. 3,000 plus videos and never read any notes. So it's just, God, I just hate it, you guys. I wish a million people were awake and serious. I wish we could just march on DC right now and say, this is the last day. The federal government's over. We're burning it all to the ground. It's what needs to happen. Here was a good one today, too, for some more news by the numbers. Did you see they're having a kegger at Mitch McConnell's house because he's the one that got on with the votes today? They wanted there to be no votes. Hold on. Before we get on with this kegger thing, let's come back here. Did you notice that the word beer and Jesuit have overlap in two of the four base ciphers? Brett Kavanaugh accused of sexual assault when he was drunk as a teenager. And what's he do in the big show that's all part of programming the minds of the masses that the time of the man is over and the time of the woman is now? He boasts about how much he loves beer. He's always loved beer. He drank a lot of beer when he was a teenager. He said it was legal back then, but then the Huffington Post, which is led by a woman, was the first one to break that down and say, oh, nope, beer wasn't legal when he was a teenager. He's lying again. Understand, it's all a contrived show. No intelligent man, even if he loves beer, is going to go in front of the opportunity of a lifetime to be on the Supreme Court and spend so much of their time talking about how much they love beer, as he did. as Saturday Night Live, which is actors making fun of the actors that are in office, made fun of. They had Matt Damon, who's a slightly better actor than Brett Kavanaugh, make fun of the whole beer thing. And it was pretty funny when he said, "I need a can of water." I have to admit I laughed. The can of water got me. I was sitting there thinking, man, they are mocking us so hard, but then the can of water thing, I said, okay, that was funny. He shotgunned the can of water. If you missed it, you should check it out. It'll probably make you laugh. Especially if you ever shotgunned a beer. Anyway, so today, another thing going on in the news. Today has the 53 date numerology. Brett Kavanaugh's 53 years old. Religion equals 53. The Supreme Court's all about religion, right? It's all about religion. You got Jews and Catholics on there. It's obvious it's very religious. The whole thing's religious. Religion equals 53. But this protest of the Kager protest on the date with 53 numerology. You see how this works? We've already been talking about these numbers. I have a playlist on how this whole Kavanaugh process from beginning to present has been by the numbers. We talked about this one a lot. 53. And what do you know? And let's not forget what's up with voting today, October 5th, 2018. Today's the day leaving 87 days left in the year. Again, justice equals 87. The last time a justice was rejected was in 1987. That was Robert Bork. Robert Bork was replaced by Anthony Kennedy. And Kavanaugh is now trying to replace Anthony Kennedy. You see how this nice numerical circle works? And one more time, from the day Robert Bork was rejected to the day Anthony Kennedy was put in was a span of 104 days later. Anthony Kennedy became the 104th Supreme Court Justice, some nice numerological alignment. And just yesterday, 10-4, October 4th, Kavanaugh, the FBI cleared him so they could have the vote today. See? Again, if you missed what I said earlier, 51-49 vote just to get this far, and they still haven't put out the vote and said if he made it or not. But 51, federal equals 51, conspiracy equals 51, like Area 51. 49, Kavanaugh equals 49, Washington equals 49. His hearing began September 4th, 4/9. Everything is a perfect numerical ritual. The entire Congress and Senate are nothing but puppets, taking orders, reading scripts like Susan Collins is doing right now. On December, I was here. Is that what it tells you to say where you were on that piece of paper? I mean, it's like, just speak, lady. Hate these politicians. Here was another thing I saw this morning. Dianne Feinstein's been part of this whole numerological riddle. She brought forth the whole thing with Christine Blasey Ford and the FBI investigation by the numbers. We covered that. I got a video on it. But anyway, I heard her this morning read this stat. She talked about how Kavanaugh is not a justice who's going to take a stand against all the gun homicides happening in the nation. And understand, Kavanaugh, none of these Supreme Court justices are going to take a stand against anything. They're all puppets. They take orders. The entire government's a puppet show. But the point is, I heard Feinstein say this morning, and she said this stat. She goes, despite America only being 5% of the world, we have over 42% of the guns. And it's just like, Jesus. I mean, why would you say over 42%? If it's because it's obvious you don't have a clear stat. You said over 42%. So why not just say over 40% or near 50%? Again, these people are reading off pieces of paper that come from their Zionist masters, and the Zionists do everything by numbers. She's reading a stat about guns. Oh, weird. Gun 42, ammo 42, war 42, 5%, 42% of the guns, 542. The word Freemason equals 42. Their motto, so mote it be, 42. Freemasonry has the 5 points of fellowship. Did you just see the 5 officers shot in Florence after Hurricane Florence? Did you see that? Where Florence equals 42? Reminded me of Sandy Hook after Hurricane Sandy. Where have I seen these patterns before? There's also a cipher where you multiply the alphabetic order times 7. So like G in the middle of the Freemason compass. G's, did I say times 7? I mean times 6. Sorry. G's the 7th letter. 7 times 6 is 42. Freemason symbol, Freemason 42. DC, that's the 4th letter, the 3rd letter. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 times 6 is 42. City named after a Freemason, George Washington. This code of letters and numbers Masonic. Kavanaugh advances, 97, like Supreme, like how he was nominated July 9th. Date can be written 9/7. His hearings, his initial hearings, they ended September 7th. Another date that can be written 9/7. Last Supreme Court Justice, Neil Gorsuch, installed April 7th, the 97th day of the year. Ginsburg equals 97. She'll be the next Supreme Court Justice replaced. But understand, it's just all news by the numbers all day, every day. It's all masonry. With regards to it all being religion, I want you to see something. Today's date, October 5th, 18. 10 plus 5 plus 18, date with 33 numerology. Also a date with 53 numerology. 10 plus 5 plus 20 plus 18. I want you to see this right here. And consider October 5th, 10/5 like 105. Masonry, 10533. You know, federal, 33. Secrecy, 33. Order, 33. Big number there in D.C. Home of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, the building with 33 pillars on the outside, each 33 feet tall. I want you to see the word Bible too. Bible's got the 10533 thing going on. And again, it's all religion. Catholics and Jews make up the Supreme Court. It's not an accident. Catholic colony, what it used to be between Virginia and Maryland, like Virgin Mary. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry is all Jews. Look, Scottish Rite, 57. Supreme Court, 57. Jews, 57. It's not an accident. Freemasonry is based in the Old Testament. Every Masonic lodge is a Star of David haven. We got to wake up to what's upon us. And what's the problem with being ruled over by these people? There is a problem with it. They go by a book called the Talmud, which says everybody who's not a Jew is a dumb animal that deserves to be a slave. Okay? That's what they believe. And it's not that every Jew believes that. Don't misinterpret what I'm saying. You know? I'm saying the people who run the show, that's what they believe. That's why they do this. That's why they treat us like we're so stupid. Susan Collins, Supreme Court. On April 8th, I was just like, God, I have to go make a video. I have to make a video. Why is she even naming off all these dates? It's just like, why did they have him like reading off a calendar? I actually know the answer to that. I'm being rhetorical. You want to know why Kavanaugh was pulling out his calendar and giving you these bogus lines? He's like, getting all choked up. My dad used to make us all a calendar. Anyway, here's what it's all about. Calendar 58, Zodiac 58, Gregorian 58, stars, the plural 58, star, the singular 58. The alphabet's so well thought out, this code back and forth. Freemasonry 58, Secret Society 58. Now here I'm going to get rid of all these ciphers. I'm getting rid of all of them. And I'm pulling back up this one. This one's the alphabetic order. But where S counts as 10 instead of 1, it's because S is the 19th letter, and it's the only letter that has to be reduced 2 times. 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. So S can be 1 or 10. It's a special value of S in the reduction cipher. When S is 10, Washington's 58, just like United States. And, you know, we the people doesn't have any S's in it, so it won't make a difference if it's this cipher or this cipher right here. But so many things that have to do with this nation. In God we trust, 58. Annuit coeptus, phrases from the dollar bill, 58. Don't tread on me. Did you notice how the don't tread on me flags got real associated with Donald Trump's campaign? A lot of people at the Trump rallies bringing their don't tread on me, thinking Trump's like something other than what he is, a puppet of the New World Order. Donald Trump is the winner of the 58th U.S. presidential election. He announced he was running from the 58-story Trump Tower. He hired the 58-year-old Steve Ray for Inauguration Day, which was January 20th, 2017, a date with 58 numerology. Neil Gorsuch, with both of our reduction ciphers, I want you to see this. 59 and 58, that's the Supreme Court Justice Trump put in. Freemasonry is 58 and 59. Neil Gorsuch is 59 and 58. Freemasonry equals 59 in Hebrew and in English. 59 is the 17th prime. Modern Masonry began in the year 1717. You see? Not by accident. So I'm going to keep this one short and sweet. I just hate it. I hate being mocked every single day. And it just, every day it's just so transparent. And I just think, what is wrong with the people around me? And you just point out the obvious and they're like, oh, are you saying there's some kind of conspiracy? Nope. I'm just saying it's a fucking coincidence every goddamn motherfucking day. Susan Collins, you gotta be kidding me, man. You gotta be kidding me. So. I hope we're getting out. It says one person's watching, so maybe not. I see nothing in the chat. Whatever. We'll leave it there. Until next time, Truth Seeker.